Alright, Ragboy here. I'm going to do something a little different. Basically, I'm going to give you a quick video tutorial on how to create a wakesurf video. Just short and sweet, just enough to really get you started. So first thing, source footage. You want to use a high quality camera that stores in a format that makes it very easy to edit. Let's start with that. First, obviously GoPro. This is a Hero 3 Silver. My favorite is my Hero 3 Black. I'd say my two cameras I use more than anything else, almost exclusively, is my iPhone 5S, which may surprise you, and my Hero 3. Main thing, the reason I use the Hero 3 Black is frames per second. We're going to show you how we do slow motion. The key to getting great slow motion is how you film it, not how you edit it. You must use at least 60 frames per second when you film. So that's what the 720p 60 means when you choose your format on your GoPro, or 1080 30. So 1080 gives you higher resolution, bigger video, but only 30 frames per second. Slow motion is going to look very choppy. Okay, for surfing, I would go to 720p 60. Okay, now if you have a Hero 3 Black, you can do 1080 60. Great, but you can also do 720p 120. Now that, to me, 720p 120 frames per second, that's a sweet spot. Video on the web, 720p is perfectly fine. In a couple years or less, I'm sure we're going to have 1080p 120 frames per second. For now, 720 120, that's your best friend. If you enjoy doing these types of videos, you're going to love 120 frames per second. The iPhone 5S, not the iPhone 5 or the 4, but the 5S will also do 120 frames per second when you go to the slow-mo. The iPhone is great if you get a waterproof case and you hang it over the side of your boat. I do that all the time. It's just a lot of fun. Another reason I like the iPhone sometimes over the GoPro is it doesn't distort. It looks more like what your eye sees instead of that fisheye kind of look that kind of distorts everything. It's kind of fun to play with both. One thing though that you can do with a GoPro, and you should do a lot of this experimentation, is get a pole or something similar and put the GoPro in different places. Get different angles. Switch between them. Or just experiment. Have fun with different angles. Angles are great. It's so much fun to put the camera really low, really high, around the side, strap it to something. Another thing is workflow. Video editing can be a pain in the butt if you don't have a good workflow for how to get your video from your camera to your computer and then to storage later, and to edit it fast. So I'm going to give you a couple things that I would recommend here. One, get some type of fast storage. If you have a MacBook Pro like I do, or iMac, it might have an SSD, it might be fast. If it just has an internal magnetic hard disk that are really slow, not good enough. Get something like some RAID or SSD drive that holds at least 1 terabyte. I would recommend a couple terabytes. You want one disk that's your fast storage for editing your footage, and then you're going to want another disk, at least 2-4 terabytes, for backing up constantly, like time machine backups if you're on a Mac, to keep everything backed up, because if you're using these fast disks and everything, you're going to have a crash once in a while. And then lastly, you're going to want something like a SAN or NAS. It's called network attached storage. Something on your network. You just plug it in and it's huge, 10 terabytes maybe. So basically how it works is you get the footage from your GoPro and your iPhone, and you bring it in, and you pull it into your editor, you edit it, you make your movie. You have a couple months on this fast disk, and then it starts to get too much footage on your fast disk. You want to move them off to storage. And so you want to have a big old disk. Doesn't have to be very fast for storing all your footage. I have basically huge racks in my server room where I have about 50 terabytes of storage with several years backed up. I spent a lot of time on this stuff, and it's one reason why I can do a lot of videos, because my workflow keeps me moving. I get things done fast. I can do a video in a couple of hours and have it in storage, and I'm done. All that stuff takes so much time that it can make it cumbersome and no fun, and this has got to be fun. Now let's get on to the video editing. I use Final Cut Pro X. I'm sure a lot of people think I want to get the best software, but let me tell you, the best thing, start with iMovie or something similar. If you don't have a Mac, if you're really serious about video editing, I'd get one. It's a lot easier, works a lot better in my opinion. Use simple software, learn how to edit and keep it simple. It's just a way to tell a story. Let's do this. So we're in iMovie now, and we're going to create a new event. And I'm going to go kind of fast, so if you don't know how to do some of this stuff, you're going to have to use Google. So we're going to call this Thomas demo because I just basically what I did is I got some footage. So I got some footage from both the GoPro and from iPhone to kind of mix it up, and I put it in this folder here. So you see here we have GoPro and iPhone footage of Thomas. Okay, and so there we go, we import. Now you notice how fast these things all work? It's because I'm hooked up to a very fast hard disk and a very fast MacBook Pro, but it's storage. Storage is so key to speed. Now in here, so here we have some GoPro footage. So I'm going to give myself a little more room here. The first thing you want to do is find some stuff. I'm going to scrub here and find some good footage of Thomas. So here's Thomas doing a 360 attempt and he bails. Kind of good crash. So I'm going to grab it like that and I'm going to hit the F key, and that means it's now a favorite. And this is called logging your footage. This is very important. You scrub and you find good stuff and just start marking good stuff. Here's another example. Here's a, look at that. That's a pretty good error for Thomas there, and you can see how I can slow down and it's still smooth, and that's because this was recorded at 120 frames per second. So I'm going to pick that little clip there. I'm just going to hit F. Don't worry about your ins and out points. Just start marking crap. Just find some good stuff. You know, oh, it's kind of a good crash. You know, just start marking stuff. Put it down. Okay, so I'm going to go mark a few more things, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so you can see here, and there's probably some other good stuff, but you can look in my green marks on here. Those are a bunch of favorites that I've selected. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say favorites. And what that does is it just now is just going to show me my favorite clips. And that's really going to help me get this done faster. Okay, so now we're going to create a new project. So let's say create a movie. And we have all these themes to choose from. I just use a simple. You might want to play with these themes and have fun with them, and you can. But let's just keep it simple for now. We're just gonna, we'll call this Thomas, and we'll say go. Okay, so now we have our project here, and here's our timeline, and here's our footage. So what I like to do is I am going to first start with some errors. Okay, so let's, and I like showing failures too, because it's always fun to see progression. So I'm going to pick a range, and then I'm going to hit the E key, and that drops it into my timeline. All right, and let's get rid of, I usually like adding my effects automatically later, so I'm going to say turn off automatic content. Okay, I'm going to take out this, it automatically threw a, you can see it threw a title in here for me. I'm going to go ahead and take that out. We'll do it ourselves. So now let's go and find some more errors here. Those are some 360 failure. Oh, here's a good error failure. That's a great crash right there. That one's going to be fun. Okay, so I select kind of my in and out points there, and you can just get it close. You don't have to get it right on. I'm going to hit the E key, and it pops it right down. You could also drag it down. The E key just, to me, it just makes it fast. Okay, now let's put some, that's another fun one. Takes a face full away of there. Okay, so now let's look for some good errors. Now here you see some, that's a good one that he landed. There's a really good one. And then, that's the one he crashed on. So here's a couple good ones. So let's do this one first. And I'll show you why I like to do two of everything sometimes. I mean, you mix it up. But what I like to do when I'm doing two is do one regular speed and one in slow motion. So I like that better than doing an instant replay. Also, you got a couple of, Thomas has an amazing bottom turn. I mean, check that out. The guy just gets out there. All right, so let's see. Let's pick one of these. Both of those are good. What do you think? Like this one better, or do we like this? This one is lit better, has a little better lighting. Let's just start the video off. Let's put both of them. So I'm going to put my cursor over here. Okay, so remember how normally I say I hit the E key? Okay, well this time I'm not going to hit the E key. I'm going to put my cursor at the very beginning, and this one I want to go to the beginning, so I'm going to put I'm going to use the W key for insert. Okay, so W, and it pops it in the beginning. And let's use this bottom turn also. You know what, since this one's not as well lit, let's put it in the beginning. Okay, and we're going to hit the W key. Alright, so now we got a bunch of footage in here, okay? So let's go through here real quick. So, here you see where... I think I just said a bad word. I thought Thomas had a really good bottom turn there. Here is a great bottom turn, and I'm going to leave that one in regular speed, and then we're going to go to the next bottom turn and do slow-mo. Now here's where you get to see how to do slow-mo and do it right, or what I think is right, is make it look really good. Now what a lot of people would do on the slow-mo here is just start at the beginning, go to the end, and what you would do is you'd like split these clips. To split the clip, we just put the cursor down there and we hit Command B, and then we go find the other where we want to end it. We hit Command B, and then we click this one in the middle here, and we double click it, and then we could go over here and alter the speed. Okay, but that's a fine way to do it. But let me show you a better way. First, find the area you want to start the slow-mo. I like to do it right before, on a bottom turn, I like to do just before he snaps around. So I just like to just slow-mo that piece right here. So I'm going to start about right here. I'm going to hold my mouse key down. On Final Cut Pro X, you would hit the R button for range, and that's the beginning, and I'm going to go to the end of the slow-mo. That's it, just right there. That little bit we're going to slow-mo, and I'm going to click up here on the speed, and I'm going to change it to, let's say custom, because I want to do 25%. Okay, so now I just made that part slow. Now Thomas doesn't do much of a snap. A lot of times, like when Taco or RJ will do a snap here, I will slow this part down a little too. Let me go ahead and do it just to show you how to do it. But so basically, we're going to want to end this slow-mo about right there, and we're only going to start it about right there. So just that little bit of slow-mo. So then we're going to go here. We're going to say custom 25%, because if you just say normal slow, I think it does 50%. Okay. Oh, I guess I could have just picked slow and then clicked 25%. That would have been fine. Now let's take a look at that. Okay, watch. Slow, slow. Now, one thing you should notice about doing it the way I just did it. See how smooth that is? It's smooth for two reasons. One, it's smooth because we filmed at 120 frames per second. But two, we didn't split. We used this range, the way you saw me do the range. And by doing that, iMovie and Final Cut Pro X will actually ramp the slow motion. So what happens is it's going normal speed, and instead of just instantly going to 25% speed, it like ramps from normal speed to slow-mo, and it just makes it liquid smooth. Look at that. Slow, slow, and then it keeps going. See that? How cool is that? All right, so now we got this air and a crash, and we got to slow down that crash. So on this one, I'm not going to slow down getting the air. I'm just going to slow down the crash, because that looks fun. Okay, so let's put in our range, and then we're going to end the slow-mo there, and we're going to start the slow-mo. Let's start about right there. And you can start to see how easy and how fast this gets once you get a workflow going here. Now watch this. So boom, we go back, he crashes again, and I'm going to get just this last part here. See, so I'm going to click here, and you know, you may think, oh, that's too much or too little slow-mo. Well, get your own video and slow-mo it and have fun, man. Experiment. Okay, slow, 25%. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to this one here. Look, see, I click on that turtle and it shows me that range, automatically grabs it. I'm going to do this to 50. And so do this 50 and this crash at 25. So watch. So now we're going to go, ooh, it's slow, but not that slow. And then that one's at 25%. Now we're going to show a great air. Oh, that one, he did stuff his face into it. Okay, that one he lands. So we don't need this one. So I'm just going to click and hit delete. I'm going to go here, and boom, he gets that. He lands it even though I cut it off kind of early. So let's let that one go, and we'll just do a jump cut to the next one. and we can always grab here, move this forward to, because we don't need that much roll up to keep this moving nice and fast. People like keep it moving quick. Okay, now we're going to slow-mo this one, and then maybe we'll even put it in a freeze frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the slow-mo in air. I like slow-mo in the air. Don't slow-mo it until he's right about here, my opinion. Okay, and then we're going to get it right to, boom, he lands. Okay, now this one, we'll hit slow. Look how easy and how fun it is to work in iMovie, because the controls are easier. Final Cut Pro, it's a lot more complex. Oh, that's a great air, you know, for Thomas. Okay, so then now we're going to go, we're slow mode, we're going to find that point where he's just at the, look at that. Okay, so let's say right there, okay? So now we put our insert point there, and I don't remember the key command for it because I don't use iMovie enough, but there is flash and hold frame. So we can either do freeze frame, and watch what that'll do. So we're going to add a freeze frame here, and it's way too long. All right, so we're going to click on information here, and we're going to say 0.5 seconds. All right, it's half a second. Okay, you don't really need any more than that. Just stop it real quick and then keep going. If you want to accentuate it even more, then by all means, you can always click on here, and let's say 1 second. And get a little more. It stops the sound. I'm not going to do it now. One thing you can do is rob the sound from this part here and split it and then put the sound underneath so you keep a uniform sound going underneath. I've done that many times. So let's go ahead and put it back together. Okay, now let's do another way of doing the slow freeze frame. Is I'm going to stop there and I'm going to say edit, or excuse me, was that mark? Yeah, flash and hold frame. Okay, this time it does a flash, watch. It also does like a Ken Burns effect on there. So I'm going to first drop this down again to, let's just say, I'm going to say 0.6 seconds. Okay, and I am going to get rid of that Ken Burns effect. Okay, can I just turn that off? Okay, let's see. Now, Final Cut Pro X, there's a lot of other flashes that we can use and stuff, but this works great. So just do a little quick flash there. That was fun. Okay, and now let's cap this off with Thomas's biggest trick, his 360. So he's done a couple of them here, and I think I have some failures. Where were those? So here's a couple oh, there's a good failure. So let's grab that. We hit E, goes onto the end with the E. So now let's take this crash here, put our range icons up. Boom. All right, let's make this 50% speed like we did before. I kind of like that. We'll do 50% on here. See what that looks like. So land the air, 50% speed. Now there's a setting you can do. You can hear the pitch change. There's a setting somewhere, and I'm not going to go find it. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Preserve pitch. Well, you can look in the manual and figure it out. But if you preserve pitch, you won't hear the woo. Okay. So we got that. Now let's find. Do we want to do one more failure in here? Let's throw one more failure, because failures are great. I love failures. If it wasn't for failures, you'd never land a trick, right? Okay, let's just leave that one in full speed, and then now let's go to the 2 times where he nails it. That's the first one he nails. And then that's the second one. Ooh, this one wasn't quite as good because he had to paddle more. So let's grab this one and let's put this in the beginning. We'll drop it in first. Okay. And then let's slow-mo this one. So let's go to this one. We're going to stop slow-mo here and it'll ramp through to the end. So it should look good. So let's start it right. Let's start a little later, like right about here. Okay. Now let's go slow and we'll say 25%. And you hear that, how you can hear with the audio how it's ramping. All right, so we put together some pretty good clips here. Some other things that we can do to kind of finalize our video. One is look at how we move from one clip to the next. Okay, so you can have transitions going between here, and you can also time when one clip ends and the other one starts. And you know what I like to do, I have a little bit of the way I do transitions. One, jump cuts, you should be default and cross dissolves. Okay, especially with an action or sports. Now, jump cuts are great when you're going from like one scene to another. For instance, this is a great way to do a jump cut. The lighting is totally different. It's a different day. This is a GoPro. This is the iPhone. So great time for a jump cut. Watch. It just works. Now, go over here, and it's kind of the same angle, same day, iPhone to iPhone. It almost just kind of distracting for me sometimes on these jump cuts. You may like it. So what I do on those is I would pick a quick cross dissolve, throw it in between, okay, and it says 1 second. In my opinion, that's way too long. I like to use 10 frames. So 10 frames at 30 frames per second, that's about 0.3. So I'm going to do a 0.3 and watch. See, just a really fast dissolve. If you make it too slow, let me show you what that looks like. I'll do a 1 second cross dissolve. On action, you don't want to do that. See? 1 second cross dissolves, that's when you're doing a weepy video, like a funeral. Okay, use 1 second cross dissolves. But on this, we're going to do 0.3, and I bet you we can even probably get away with 0.2. And it just takes the tinge off of that jump cut when it's the same scene, and at the same time, it's quick and fast. There you go. See? I'm not going to do that to all of these, but you can play with that. As far as other transitions, there's a whole bunch more of these cubes and all that stuff. Just leave them alone. The only time I use those, and they work well, if I'm like talking with RJ or Thomas, and then we go to the boat, like we're changing locations, changing time, then you can use something like the cube or a swap, and have fun with it. You know, do what looks good. But when you're going from just one of these scenes to the next trick, cross dissolves, jump cuts. You just want to move along. When you use all those other transitions, they get annoying, and they distract you from what you're watching, in my opinion. Okay, another thing you might want to use, precision editor. Okay, this is great. So basically you have this clip, and then you go cross dissolve into this clip, and it basically helps you determine where one starts and one ends. So I think I showed too much here. I want to go to this earlier. So just grab here, move it over. Okay, there you go. Now I show less of this clip. Okay, maybe I think I start that one a little too late. I want to see more. Pull it out. Okay, now how quick was that? Okay, quick transition, hit escape. Now I'm back and I'm done. Okay, moving fast. Okay, lastly, let's import a song. We're just going to throw it underneath here real quick. Let's go back into our Thomas demo, and we're going to say all clips so we can find that audio. Here you go. And let's just take this audio and let's just drag it down here. Okay, and let's go ahead and we're going to add, let's I guess this is the opening of the video. I know you guys want to use some different transitions. I'll throw a transition in here. I definitely, on a fast moving video, do not like the 0.6 is the longest I like to use on a fast moving video. So we're going to use the doors to open up. Alright, so we're going to use the doors to slam them in there. Now we got music. Okay, the other thing you might want to do, I think the sound of the droning motor is usually It's annoying. You don't want it there a lot. However, at the same time, you don't want to have it completely gone. So let's try 25%. Okay? It looks like we have to do every single clip. On Final Cut Pro, I could do it. Let's just do there. Now let's see how that sounds. See, you can still hear the water. You can still hear the motor, but it doesn't take away from it like that. Alright, so now I've lowered everything to 25%. So let's go through. So now we got our song. I just picked a song from a free site. Do whatever you want with the music. Okay. And oh, you know what? We need a title, right? So let's start with a title. So let's pull this out a little more. The reason I'm going to pull this out is because I want to put a title, and I don't want it to be over his bottom turn. So let's go. We're just going to grab a title again. Let's keep it simple. So we just want something down on the bottom, a lower third title. That'll work. That's kind of nice. 2 lines. I usually like something that's a 2-line title. Here we go. I like this one. A 4-second title. And we'll just say Thomas Garcia. I like these 2 long titles because it allows me to put and say riding his Chaos Custom Skywalker. Cool. Now we got a 4-second title. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so it looks like our title is cutting into our bottom turn a little too much. So let's see here. So let's just pull that sucker out. There we go. Alright, that was fun. Now I'm going to cut the song off. I'm going to add an ending transition there a little bit. I saw a couple things I want to edit, but that's basically it. The rest is just fine-tuning. So I hope I didn't take too long. Sorry if I did, but I know a lot of you that are asking the questions aren't going to mind because you're going to really want to understand how to do this. But I hope that was informative for you. Go out, film your family, have fun, shoot at 60 or 120 frames a second, and you'll get smooth slow motion like that. Show the failures. Use simple transitions. Keep it simple, and just make something you and your family want to watch and enjoy it. Memorialize your surfing, because I'm telling you, I love going back and watching 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and watching the kids surf and what they look like then. We have so much fun doing that. So anyway, have a lot of fun.